I'd like to demonstrate a quick and easy way to remember VFR cloud clearance and visibility limitations. So what I drew here is a grid. I've got 3 horizontal lines and 1 vertical line. So we'll draw that, and if you want to help remember this, go ahead and draw it with me. Just grab a piece of scrap paper. The more times you draw it, the easier it is to remember. So up here we're going to put a U for uncontrolled airspace, and over here we're going to put a C/N for controlled or night. On this bar we're going to put 10,000 and a little M, which means 10,000 feet MSL. Down here 1200 A for AGL, and now we just need to fill in the details. I'm going to use a shorthand for any of the abbreviations and symbols that I draw here. I'm going to kind of develop a shorthand that in later videos I'll build on, and you'll see this will build a vocabulary over time of these things. When you get into other topics like copying taxi clearance or instrument flying and copying clearance for that, you'll find that these shorthand techniques work really well. So we're going to start off with the first one right here. I'm going to put a V in each one of these, and V stands for visibility. Whenever I draw the big V, that's what I'm talking about, V for visibility. So down here I'm going to put a 1 in each of those. What that means is 1 mile visibility. And we put 1s in these first blocks. We go over to the right and put 3s in here. And we go up here and we put 5s. Right there I draw this thing, take a piece of scratch paper and maybe pause the video and just draw this part over and over. Enough times that you can do it without any hesitation and you don't get anything incorrect. You don't want to be copying it over and over the wrong way, or you'll force that into your head as a mistake, and we don't want to do that. So just copy it the right way and then draw it over and over and over, maybe 20 times, whatever it takes you to where you can draw this thing without any hesitation and any thought. You can even picture it. Next we'll put in the cloud clearances. So we'll put a dot here and here, connect those dots over to the side to a cloud. And over on this cloud we're going to put 1,000 feet above, 1,000 feet below, and 1 statute mile, 1 SM, 1 statute mile next to that. Down here we're going to connect these 3. Put our cloud there. We'll put 1,000, 500, and 2,000. This is 1,000 feet above, 500 feet below, and 2,000 feet horizontally. That only leaves 1 space in our grid, and we'll draw a cloud there, and we'll just put a no over that. Means clear of clouds. So I'd recommend, again, draw this part now and add these other details in from scratch. Draw the grid, draw the V, draw the cloud clearances, and draw that over and over enough times that you can actually just picture it. You don't even need to draw it to picture these elements. Now over time what I did is I added a couple more details to this, and you may want to embellish on this as well, but these 2 changes have helped me quite a bit. So in daylight hours we can get a special VFR clearance if for some reason we're caught and we can't comply with the limitations over here, but we need to get on the ground. So we can get a special VFR clearance in those daylight hours. We might be over here in controlled airspace and actually get 1 mile visibility and clear of clouds. So I like to draw that in there just as a reminder. And then the other thing is the way we drew this is for a reason. These two internal elements here, the visibility here and the cloud clearance, if you circle those and put a Bravo in there, B Bravo, that's class Bravo airspace, 3 miles visibility and clear clouds. Now if you draw this enough times, you'll just be able to picture it. Let's just take an example. We're flying along in Class E airspace. We look down at our sectional. Yep, we're in Class E. We're at 5,500 feet, for example. And we'll say that's above 1,200 AGL at our 5,500 feet. So we're above that, and we're clearly below 10,000 MSL, which would put us in this grid over here. If we can picture that, we know it's 152, 1,000 above, 500 below, and 2,000 horizontally. We also have 3 miles visibility. So we can see if we're able to maintain that, we're good to go. Very easy to apply it if you can picture it. I'm a visual type person, and if I can picture this rather than trying to remember all of the individual bits that make up this rule, it's a lot easier for me. Now one other little tip is this 2,000 feet. I heard a tip once and I put it into practice. Over time in your flying career, you become a pretty good judge of distances, but especially when you're starting out, or if you're teaching somebody else, maybe you just want a kind of a measuring stick guideline as to how to estimate that 2,000 feet. We can do it in rough terms. Now this is pretty general, but it has been helpful in the past for me. Alright, so if we're flying along, we'll just say we're in a Cessna 172. Pretty common to be flying a 172 in training, and I'm just going to draw one here. You can apply this to other aircraft, of course. You know, all of these concepts. When I give an example like this, you can definitely apply it to what you fly. If you don't have high wing, you don't have struts right here, or wheel fixed gear that stays down, you know, you can obviously pick a different marker on your aircraft. But what I heard is that, and I've tried this, it seems to be pretty accurate, is the average height that we're flying at, especially when we're doing training and maneuvers, right here, the halfway point on this strut, from your vantage in the pilot seat through the middle, if you kind of gun sight that thing is pointed over here to something that is approximately a half a mile away, give or take. It's about a half a mile, so let's just say there's some structure down there, and we see that is approximately in the center of our strut. So that'd be a half mile. That's pretty convenient because 2,000 feet, 5,280 feet are in a statute mile, and so 2,000 feet, give or take a little, is about a half a mile. Actually, that's a little under a half a mile. Right? So if I see a cloud over here, and I can sight down this strut and see that this cloud looks like it's approximately over that structure I'm looking at down there, I'm pretty good with my half a mile, right? If it's in here, if it looks like it's closer to me than that, I could be breaking my distance limitation here, this 2,000 feet. So it's just a guideline measuring stick. You can fine-tune that, but I wanted to pass along the idea since I'm talking about 2,000 feet here, and not everyone has radar or other equipment in these aircraft that you can just look at it, and even then you might have a little bit of error here and there depending on where these clouds pop up. It's good to have a way to cross-check that and make sure that you don't break those rules. Alright, I hope it's been valuable for you. I look forward to putting a few more videos out here, and if you like it, let me know. Thanks.